Okay, we gotta, might as well get started.
We'll get a four.
Yeah.
Bill, can be back.
Oh, hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill. I think we get him. We've got 16 now, so 8 is happening.
We have one more.
You need one more, is that what it is?
Yeah,
I think so.
Don't you more than half?
One more than half.
yeah, one more time.
Yeah.
So I
Paul
have
coming?
Chuck.
Is Bob Cusick coming?
Paul's not coming. Paul has said there's two in the Marcy Hills meeting tonight.
It's happened before.
He's
So-
our counselor. You should be here.
I know, but he is counselor of part of two, small part.
No, he isn't.
What?
No, he isn't.
I think.
Old Post Road?
He's counselor of precinct
Well,
5.
that's true, good point.
That's,
But he has constituents in there, so I don't know. But he doesn't have any Marcy's Mills, so I don't know why he mentioned that.
yeah.
Yeah, small session, down off of, Old Post and on the.
I know, but that's precinct 5. That's our precinct. That's-
Yeah.
He's the counselor for us, not for them.
Yeah. Well, that's what he said. We can start off, we're down here.
Al's not here.
I saw him this afternoon.
Who's called?
Oh, there you go.
You're here.
Okay.
Richard had Mohs surgery today, so I don't know if he's gonna be down, he said, yeah, and, so. Okay, let's get a start. Secretary's report. Everybody got Jen, we did it nicely, did the report.
Be accepted.
Good job.
Good job. We have a motion to accept, we have a second. All in favor of accepting April 4th, 2023, Board of Directors, minutes, say aye. All opposed? Okay, moving on, we don't have the treasurer's report. OVTA, Gail?
Okay, we have voted 2 new members to the OBPA steering committee. Pat Glover of Rockland Trust will serve on the steering committee also as treasurer of OBPA, and she replaces Sarah Malaspino, who is leaving the Osterville branch of Rockland for a promotion to another branch of Rockland Trust. Congratulations to her and many thanks to Sarah for her many years as our treasurer. But we're happy that Pat Glover, who is also an employee at Rockland Trust, is going to take over and carry it on. Beth Serprenat is representing 5 Phase Bistro and Crisp as of May 16th. She replaces Anne Marie Edwards, who is stepping down from the committee. We have one opening to replace Heather Wilson, who is resigning as of May 31st, 23. Both new members will be voted in at the OBPA annual breakfast meeting scheduled for June 6th at 8 a.m. at the Wiana Club Seaview Room. Notices of this meeting will be sent out. Plans are being made for Village Day to be held on Saturday, July 15th. We have received permission from the town to hold a parade and are working on entertainment permits, which are a new process this year. They have to have a separate entertainment for a separate fee for each type of entertainment during each of our events. This is something I am going to discuss with them because we have a permit for the whole Village Day, so it's getting confusing. We have received a grant of $500 from the Town of Osterville Tourism Fund for the grant for the printing of our Osterville directory and map, which is now available in all the businesses. Extra copies are available at the Osterville package store for any. Our spring cocktail party will be held at the chat room at Crosby Boat Yard on Tuesday, May 16th from 5 to 7 p.m. Sponsors are E.J. Jacksteimer Builder and E.J. Jacksteimer Landscaping. Invitations are in the mail. Respectfully submitted, Gail Ledger.
Thanks, Gail. Paul's not here for the town councilors report. He did send me a short message. And I will read, one thing that is new since the last meeting is that the town is having to pause its beach raking work for this season at 5 town beaches, including Dallas. Some relief from the state on this issue might come if storms push large amounts of sea debris ashore and the pilings present a health hazard. The town is moving to adapt the beach raking management plan used at Sandy Neck at these affected beaches in the future. However, that plan needs to be first approved by the state, and that won't most likely happen in time for this season. And we realized that was a thing, breaking the beaches, it's like an environmental thing or something.
I can't hear you, sorry.
Oh, okay,
They usually do the beach rakes in the mornings.
yeah,
And get all the seaweed off of the surf line, and they have not been doing that, and it stinks.
okay. And is that because of some environmental reason the state decides they can rake or not rake? It seems like that's what he said. So,
I'm wondering if it's a funding issue.
could be. Well, anyway, that was his small report. So, on to old business. We have, anything from anyone?
Any-
Bylaws are
any-
being worked on by the bylaws committee, so we should have those, together for next month. And, we also talked to Mark Curley about the slate candidates to be up this year, for the August meeting. And I think he said most people said they will be on, so,
Do you plan to have the bylaws ready to submit to the annual meeting?
yes. Yeah, and we should have them, they should be ready soon. Wait for some feedback and going back with the committee to decide, well, on some issues and that's like. But basically, I think what we decided is to redo the bylaws in accordance with a lot of the other nonprofits that ours was, used to be, or the ones we had in 2006 are very old. They're very technical and specific, where a lot of bylaws are more broad and the board can decide on what they want or not want to do. So it'll be a different bylaws, but I think it'll be more able for the board to make decisions as they go forward. And so we'll wait till we see those. And
John, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, because I wasn't here at
Yeah.
the last meeting. I noticed that they're going to do something funny about the playground.
That's what Paul said,
That we think that that's going to happen. If we'll remember, we had a committee that was set up
Yes.
and they're going to buy equipment. If there isn't any mention that the town is going to talk to people in the village about what kind of equipment that we think would be suitable.
Yeah.
And so I just have a little concern about that, knowing what we went through and the things that we were trying to figure out, what would be really good to be in the playground. I don't want them to just go with the mold that went for some other playground and they're just gonna reproduce it over here.
yeah,
So is there any way that we can get any?
I think we need to talk to
clarification or-
Paul about that and getting a committee that would meet with the designer. To do that,
Well, that's, so I was chair of that committee, and that's what we did. We did all that. I have, everything from that working group, which was a great collection.
Okay.
And we had great, input from Barnstable Recreation, and just a great team approach to it. So I love to sort of resurrect that in some form, and just see how we go from there.
Okay. I was looking for Paul's comments on that from last meeting. He said that he said there was a large, what did he say for the playground, like 1.3 million or something like that?
It's a crazy number.
It's a crazy number. It's like, I wonder where you got that.
Well, it is expensive.
I was gonna say, the playground,
Yeah.
not only the equipment, but particularly the
surface.
surface. The
Yeah.
surface is hugely
Yeah.
expensive,
Yeah.
to prepare for impact and, any, issues that come up with that, but the surface eats up
Yeah.
probably half of
Okay.
whatever playground budget there is.
Okay, so I'll see if I can contact Paul, see if we can get something together, when they start that up. There are funds for and I haven't heard when the date is for tearing down the building.
Mhm.
Okay, that fund's been allocated for at least 2 years now,
Mhm.
so, we'll see what the town gets around to doing that. Anything else?
Yeah, let me give you a copy of this. This is, we're talking about this people speeding through town. This is from Russell Jacobson. He spoke to John. I saw him the other day. And it's a request. He's getting one of those permanent like solar lights that the highway department uses. It tells you how fast you're going to slow down. I see him in Falmouth a lot because we're working down there. And just take a second to read this over. I think it's a great idea. Again, he approached John. I actually met with him the other day. He's got the town put one in front of his house on Parker Road, if you notice that. It'll be similar to that, but it's actually gonna say, slow down, you're going too fast, and a little more sophisticated. And it's solar powered, so it just, and he said he wants to put it right by his house. And when his parents were there, I mean, that's the speedway as far as in the morning between the construction, I mean, it is like that, yeah. I'm sure you get this in pieces even down where you
Oh,
live,
yeah.
right?
It's the same way at 4 o'clock and the oyster harvest.
And he's got daughters, which 3 daughters, I mean, they're older now, but to the people across the street, they've got small children. He said he just cringes sometimes when he sees these, these trucks whizzing by. So anyways, he's requesting that we, through the Robert Smith Fund, requesting a donation or an allocation toward this to help purchase this speed reduction equipment. I just open up for comment. I don't know if anyone.
How much are they?
He said they're around 4,500 and they're requesting 2,000 from the Robert Smith, and then he's gonna put money in. I think maybe some of the neighbors are, but again, we were just talking about the speeding thing before we started the meeting. And it's definitely Parker Road is, I mean, Leonard's bad, but Parker Road is probably the worst. So
I don't know, they fly it,
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Suppose every other area asks for this.
well, that's all I want to open it up
Yeah.
to discussion.
I'm just wondering, does the town accept this? Is it a procedure that has to be approved by the town?
I would think,
Yeah, that's.
I would think it would have to be.
Yeah. What do you think, John?
The police
I imagine-
department, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be accepted by the town, it has to be authorized by the town.
I mean, they put a speed thing up there now, it's there, at no expense to us.
Right, but I think it's just a temporary, they move it around.
I know, yeah.
But they have a permanent one, when you come in from 20
Yeah.
into Centerville, there's a permanent one there that was, I assume, was put up by the town.
Yeah, shouldn't it be the town's responsibility?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
the town should be funding that.
Right. I don't know if he took this on himself because he couldn't get, I think he talked with the town, they finally put that out there, but I think he got frustrated with just getting them to do anything. But, I mean, we could put this off for, because there's one there now, we could put this off for a month and just check with the town to see what the.
I think we should check with the town. It might have to be accepted by the town council to accept our money towards that. I don't know,
Yeah, I don't know either.
yeah, but I think Leano Avenue is also another concern with the speed, and they put it there every so often,
Right.
but, I'm just wondering if other areas of the village might request this, and, we don't have 2,000 to put towards each year. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my thought.
That's a good question, I didn't think of that.
I know you can call the police department
Yeah.
and talk to Tri-Terry now, because Andrew McKenna used to do it,
Mhm.
and he would put one out. And then they wait, because even Bumps River Road, a lot of the CCA parents are flying down Bumps River Road.
Sure,
Isn't there a permanent one on Craigville Beach Road now too, I think?
I'm not sure they're permanent. I think they seem to move them
Yeah.
around.
No, there is a permanent one.
Coming down.
Is the one? Is the one across from the Shaw's place, down here on South Main in Osterville?
Oh, yeah.
Is that permanent now? Is that?
I believe they're definitely town.
Yeah, Bill, go ahead.
I believe they're definitely town.
Yeah,
I think if nothing else, the signs are within the building division have to approve the dimensions of an actual.
right,
site.
yeah.
Yeah, because it would be on town land,
Right,
in town land.
I think what,
You could put up a sign on his lawn, though, on his property, that says slow down.
Yeah, if it was on his property.
Mhm.
he's willing to put it on his phone.
No, but I mean, like some type of sign.
Yeah, you see the ones sometimes with the, like a plastic, the green plastic with the flag that says children.
Drive like
in the
your kids
area,
are here.
slow down.
Drive like your kids live here. stuff like that.
Mhm, yeah, yeah.
Well, I'd like to know if the town puts up permanent ones, because it seems the one in, right here on Main Street, down a little farther towards the cut is permanent. It seems to me, it's been there quite a while coming in, right before you get to, Old Mill. So I sort of agree that if the town does it, they should do it. If we have people asking, the other thing is the, Russell said to the moms of the cost, and we talk to the town, you can buy it himself, that sort of lets them off the hook.
Yeah.
And it puts us on the hook, and also every other neighborhood off the hook,
Right.
on the hook for doing that. And that's that precedent to start, I think. If they're not going to come on a regular basis and monitor speed, then they're not doing their job.
I was gonna say, could they do, or could we do one better and then, all right, put the sign up, whether the town pays it or Russell pays it or whoever, and then have the police do a radar, a speed trap. Cause that usually slows them down quite a bit, cause I know when I lived on Bumps River and they were flying back and forth, I told them, sit in the driveway and you'll watch, and sure enough.
Yeah.
They were like, you're absolutely right, 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
It was like that all the time, and I'm not saying like all the time, but just because people talk and they'll be like, don't fly down, Cover Road, because there's a cop down there. Don't slow down. As it is, they don't even stop at the stop sign. I see it all the time, it's like, whoop, stop sign here, and they're like, right out here, and I'm like, you can stop, you're gonna fall, coming the other way.
Maybe we could, send a letter to, Paul, yeah. Our, the Osterville Village Association identify this as a problem. And send it to him. He could.
Yeah.
Because there are, as we've identified, there are enough other areas that are problematic. I mean, Sunset Lane is a cut through now.
Yeah.
You come looking through there.
Yeah.
So you can't be doing one neighborhood and not other.
Right.
But it is an identifiable issue.
I don't think Russ should have to pay for that personally,
I think,
I mean, if it's an issue, it's not just an issue for his family. It's an issue, for the village.
It sounded like you get frustrated with the town, but I don't know the whole story. I think we're right.
It's easy to get frustrated.
Yeah.
Do a little more research and see what the requirements are.
okay, I'll write him a short note, really, he just needs a note. I remember doing with Jim about different issues from the village association. He sent me a note, then he can present it to the town, said, we've got an issue, so I'll do that, and at least get it started, come back and revisit this at some point. I do think that that's a good point, we start helping out here, we're gonna have 10 or 12 of these
Yeah,
requests.
It's everywhere.
In fact, on Tower Hill, the same thing,
Yeah.
and usually it's the hardest part is getting somebody to put it in their lawn, and Russ is willing to do it, so anyway. Okay, so we'll table that for the time being, and I'll write Paul something like that. Okay, any new business, anything else different that we haven't gone?
And one more request.
Oh, Paul, we're happy.
This is from the Osterville Historical Museum. Dear members of the OBA board, the Osterville Historical Museum would like to request an $8,500 grant from the Robert Smith Fund. As many of you know, we've been in the process of restoring the circa 1910, post office that was donated to the museum in January. The building, known as the biggest post office in the whole wide world, is an example of a small sum of post office. It served the Louisiana community for over half a century, from 1950 to 1967. Very much the center of the village where everyone met. Event of an era, these buildings have largely disappeared. With your help, we'll be able to restore the front porch of this historic structure, including the original poles and original nail slide. Our mission is to preserve the stories of Osterville for all those who love her, past, present, and future. We look forward to this next chapter as we plan to dedicate the newly restored post office on June 25th. Many thanks in advance for your consideration. Sincerely, Richard Hass, School Board President.
What are they asking?
85.
Open for discussion.
I think it's a wonderful idea to help the Historic Society in that way, and had the Robert Smith Fund for a number of years. I think it was back in about 2003 that we established it. And this would be a wonderful direction to go in. So I've encouraged Jennifer to move forward in this direction. I really think we should support it.
How much money is in the Robert Fund right now?
About $23,000, I believe. In the past, we have kept our donations to a level that are around $2,000.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be nice to support the effort, but.
That's not a 24 cent.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is, first of all, we're very thankful for the opportunity. The last Robert Smith fund that we received was in 2017. So it's been a little bit of time, and I think this is certainly a unique opportunity and kind of a once in a lifetime to save this post office, which has meant so much to so many. I could talk about all the sort of big history that we could go that went through there with William Lloyd Garrison Jr. and Ellen Garrison and suffragists and abolitionists and the letters that literally went through that post office. Most of which really made a huge impact, including Anna Howard Shaw, who was on Seaview Avenue and sent most of her correspondence through that post office. Protege of Susan B. Anthony and the 19th Amendment and suffragist movement. But it's really the other pieces of the history, from Hallett's to the Crockers to all of the families who worked to make this village, who were there year round. And it's the stories of those families that are so important, and the chance to rescue this building that would have been demolished for a garage, having a unique opportunity. Quite expensive to save historical structures, as well as very involved to move it all the way from Kituitt back to Osterville. But grateful to have the opportunity to do that, and grateful for any funding support efforts.
Jen, is there, how much did the Historical Society put into that building on its own?
I would say we've been lucky to we received a grant that helped with the foundation. That was a $15,000 grant. Overall, I would say this project is approximately $125,000. We've restored the roof, the wood shingles on the side, and now we're working on the inside of the foundation and the landscaping, and just literally the move from Kituitt to Osterville was quite involved.
One thing is that, we're way up at 23,000. Admittedly, we did do the 222, and generally that was $6,000 a year for the three entities. The three entities have been lax in requesting money, obviously, and it's now up in 23,000. And was it 8,500? Did I hear you ask for?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we at least should go 5. Maybe someone thinks more or whatever, but I think it's stodgy to hang around a $2,000 number. I mean, we got 23,000, and I can remember. I think OBPA does a wonderful thing in that they actually put all their money to work, and they're down to about $100 every year when they start over. So I think we should be more outgoing and do at least 5. But I'm interested in hearing what other people think, obviously.
I think I agree with Bill on a couple of reasons. One, this is a one-time project. They haven't had any funding from us from 2017. The historical now is run by the trustees reservation, so we're not gonna get, the Armstrong Kelly Parking is the trustee, so that's not gonna be a request ever again, I don't think, I could be wrong with that. So that being said, I would do, be comfortable with the, but, that's just fine.
Yeah.
It's not a transient, provision. It's something that's gonna be established and will be available for our village for a long period of time. It's an investment.
Carl's been really go a long way to getting them started.
I think if we haven't given them anything in fiscal year 22 or 23, and 24 is starting in June 1st. Why not give them the 6,000 now and call it next year's contribution?
I like that idea.
You know, cover up for the past couple of years that we haven't. You just can't ask for anything next year.
That's right. Don't worry, we have a couple projects going on, one project at a time.
Hey, Jennifer, can you put a little note somewhere as it's developed that it was aided by the Osterville Village Association? The report?
Absolutely. I think that's kind of the whole point and why that front porch is so important, because to me, that really is a representation of a community gathering spot and a welcoming of, members of the Osterville community and, a place to stop and stay and learn and treasure this beautiful historic building, and to go inside and see the beautiful post office boxes that are all original, that do have the names of the families still on them. So it really is kind of a neat moment in time to reflect and learn about it.
Gail, could you put that into a motion that we go for 6 if you didn't?
I would move that we, due to the fact that we haven't donated anything in the past 2 years, that we donate now, I would even say 8,000 to cover for the next year coming, and being such a historical building for the village of Osterville, that
I
we,
second that.
Well, we'll do the whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, 85.
We have a motion and discuss it. I was thinking 6,000 would be a decent number, to tell you the truth. I think what you said about that originally was right.
Yeah.
I see, we do have money in our account. We haven't spent some in quite a while. I think this is a good reason to spend the money. We also have money that is looking forward to something that's going to be at the playground and stuff someday. And hopefully the town will take most of that, but there'll be the additions that we want to put in there, tables or something, or whatever we can do. So you want to make sure we don't, blow too much in one spot. But I'd be comfortable with 6. But we have motion for 8. Is that what we have?
yes,
Any other comment? Seeing none? Vote, let's put it in, do it again. Redo your motion.
I move that we appropriate from the Robert Smith Fund, $8,000 to the Osterville Historical Museum for the front porch area of the old post office building.
Okay, so we've got a second. And all in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So I get that?
I think Bob Smith would be very pleased too.
Thank you.
All right, that's good. I'm glad we did that.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Can I propose that we amend the motion and just make it 8,500 would be done? And another $500. And it's a third of the Robert Smith Fund, but if you're going 8 and the request is for 8,500. Why not just? go
I
away?
accept that as an amendment to my motion.
Okay, we have a motion and an amendment, a second. Any discussion on the amendment?
I'm just wondering, did we give you, the museum funds during COVID?
No, the last Robert Smith donation that we received was in 2017.
Right.
So
So in theory, we would have given you
Right.
at least 8,500.
Right, right,
Yeah, so
right.
if we've already in theory approved 8. I would extend a new motion that we fund the full amount requested of $8,500.
You already did that.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
No.
We're voting on the amendment,
No.
Bill.
Oh, I thought you took that vote.
Oh, we did for 8,000.
Yeah.
What they're saying for the amendment, Bill, is
Fine.
add the 500 to it.
Fine.
Okay, any further discussion on the amendment?
I just have one question, John. I know we get the money for the Robert Smith Fund through our dues, our membership dues.
In addition to our dues, but dues are paid.
Right,
and
right,
every
right.
over and above.
But I can't remember, when does that go out? I mean, when
It goes
do we
in-
start to replenish? Because you are right. I think if we get to a playground, we may want to do something in a playground
Yeah.
too. And I think we have to keep an open mind that at some point we'll have the library come back for something.
Yeah.
So anyway, so when are our dues? When do we go
I
out?
send the letter out in mid to late June,
June.
okay, because that's when usually
Yeah,
people
so
start
we'd be-
showing up.
We'll be getting.
Yeah, when we start
summer.
back our membership,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Okay, that's what I just want to make sure.
Okay, so we have,
I think you might actually get some return in this investment too from historical society members to find out the Robert Smith Fund helped fund these preservation and renovations. And, it might be cyclical.
It also would be good if it's mentioned when you go out, when people at least understand what the Robert Smith Fund is about and what we were able to fund out of that. And that may help us also take in a little bit
That's a
more
good
money
idea.
into the fund.
yeah,
Well, maybe we mentioned in the letter that we
Yes.
donated $8,500 to the historical society.
Thanks to all the
specifically.
members that
this
contributed,
project.
yeah.
yeah.
And we're hoping to recoup some of that money for the upcoming new playground or whatever.
Mhm.
I can do that.
That's one sentence in the letter, I
Mhm.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Agreed,
I can do that,
agreed.
no problem.
okay.
Okay. Further discussion on the amendment. Seeing none, the amendment is to change the amount that was just voted from that for $8,000 to $8,500. All in favor of the amendment to change that from to $8,500? Got a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so now we're gonna go back and vote again on the original change. The original's not gonna change, so let's vote back on the original. The original motion was for 8,000. Now we're going to have the 8,500 as the motion. And that's been seconded. So all in favor of the 8,500? Say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That's good. We're good. You're welcome. Thank you.
Not to be, too analytical, but do we have a,
2, 4, 6, 8. Bill. 9, that's a quorum.
we do have none?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Was that?
I thought it had to be 9 for a quorum.
We had 9. Right? 3,
No.
4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we've got 8.
8.
Yeah.
Anyone else on Zoom?
Is anybody else on Zoom? Bill, I see you out there, but there's some others.
No, no one else is. Well,
Okay, tell you what, I think
Somebody?
technically we can't do it now, so we'll have to postpone it for our next meeting.
Okay.
I just don't want to get ourselves into trouble.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I thought we had that.
possibly at the next meeting, John, I'm not really sure about Robert's Rules of Order, but when you have 9, I think you could state that it was taken for 8 and with an additional 1, but maybe you can't even do that. You know, without going through the whole thing again. But whatever, we'll take care of it.
Okay, well,
Can-
we'll just have to
can you-
postpone until our next meeting and we'll look at it
John,
again.
can you reach anyone
Yeah.
by, on your phone to see if they would vote in favor?
Who do you got?
June.
Jim, I'll do Chuck. Chuck is.
Mark.
Matt Curley, you available?
So we do a room on the phone will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're there, so that's what we'll try.
Yeah. No Jim second.
I'll call you back. Right, what you want?
What about Al McKay? Is he-
Hello, please state your name after the tone.
Okay, I talked to Richard Coleman earlier today. He was getting Mo's dirty, like he's still in the hospital.
Good Chuck.
Yeah, I got you. Hey, Dick, John Crow, how are you? Did they let you out of the who's gal over there?
I'm back at home.
Okay, I'm glad to hear it. Listen, you're on speakerphone with the 8 members of the Osterville Village Association Board of Directors. And Bill on Zoom, but we're one short of a quorum. And there is a motion to, out of the Robert Smith Fund, to donate $8,500 to the, revamping of the Osterville Post Office that is just put on the Historical Society.
Yes.
We have unanimous votes so far, and that puts, there's not gonna be putting pressure on you, but the question is,
Yeah.
But- but we would like to know if you would like to put your vote in one way or the other on whether to allocate $8,500 to the, doing the porch of the,
Yes,
Jen
yes.
Williams is here.
The porch on the front of the Riano post office, circa 1910.
Which has just been returned to the Historical Society where it belongs.
Yes, I know that. No pressure at all, John.
No pressure. All right, Dick. Well, listen, I appreciate it, and everybody say thanks, Dick.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you in June. You look like you, got in a fist fight.
I lost the fist.
Well, you're always a winner with us, so don't worry about it. All right, Dick. Get well. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
All right,
Okay.
technology.
See, that's how you get things done.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's done. Any new business? Other than that,
One thought, John, about if his membership's coming up, we did such a you especially, such a wonderful job with Derby. And with such a dynamic time, and the membership soared up to several, maybe 300 or 400 extra people. I wonder if we should try to be optimistic, take advantage of the role that we're playing at this particular point relative to Derby. And might it be a good idea to have 3 volunteers to try to accelerate the letter of interest this year, see if we could pick up a couple hundred new members around the Derby, the beach situation. Might be a good time, pick up some Smith money and membership money. Just think of all the people that came to the meetings and know that OVA has been playing a real dynamic role. So I would suggest that.
yes, I would have no problem with that. And one of the things we find though is that many people are not here until the end of June.
Yeah,
And then,
I'm just saying when we go to do it.
yeah, no question about it. And then I do another letter in mid-August. to get people before they leave. And then we've done in the past one near the holidays. And that picks up sometimes, or,
Good,
Yes.
okay, good.
so is that okay with the timing?
Yep, that's good.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put that in. The last year I wrote pretty much a letter just like that. Describing all the things that are going on, how we need people to get involved and how important it is to our village. So, I don't have the number, but I think we're up to 447 for membership, which is a little bit higher than last year, but it didn't bring back the amounts we thought. But we've been getting members, trickling in at weird times now. So I've gotten some that are not in regular season in January, which we didn't get before. Those are people who are reading from, there are people actually going on our website where you can download the form and sending it in, because they're paying attention to all of what's going on in our meetings.
Good.
So, that's helped a bit. So I'll definitely mention that in the meeting. I'll mention the post office and, the best we can to do that.
Also the playground.
Yeah,
Yeah, good, good.
yeah, okay. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
All right,
Maybe you could also reach out to Suzanne and say, tell us.
oh, yeah, definitely.
And then also the Twin Brooks people. You know, who, those
Yeah,
are two big things that, have probably recruited some support from Osterville. Maybe there's a way to tap into those folks who aren't members already.
yeah, the only issue with Twin Brooks, and we've been meeting with people in that area. Not about this, but about other things, and, but both of them don't live here. And they can't be members who live here.
Yeah, but some people who support
Yeah, the board.
that group might not be able to be able.
Okay, I can do that. And,
Well, one other thing I should mention on the new business, and unfortunately it screwed up last Monday, I thought it was Tuesday night. The Cape Cod Commission again had a hearing at the Centerville Civic Association relative to the Park City. And that is very dynamic, and we should have more people from our organization monitoring that, because there's actually one thing that is even coming up in those hearings, and that's a new entity that they've put together that probably someone's got a better grasp than I. But Avangrid has put both the Commonwealth and Park City into a new federal permit. And so and again, I don't really grasp all the fine details of this. So when they're actually having these hearings, which they did last Monday night, I called Pat Johnson today and asked him if he'd call me and bring me up to date, since I was a day short of getting, I missed the meeting by a day just by bad planning, and he didn't call me back. But some of those aspects that are coming up in that joint permit actually enjoy and go for the Commonwealth as well. So some of you other good people should get on the Centerville email list so you get these announcements, because they fortunately have them all zoomed. And the last time, which was about 2 weeks before, everybody that's on the meeting, I can see right on the grid here, and there was I let everybody in the beach club know about it, and nobody get on it from the beach club either. So it's a good thing to track, and encourage a number of you to get on that website so that we can see what they're doing with Park City, because part of it also includes Commonwealth.
fair enough. I'll try to get that. I get the announcements from the Cape Cod, not the Cape Cod, Central Civic Association, so I can share them with the board when I receive them.
Yeah,
And
do
then
that.
Go on from there. That's a good idea. Yeah. Okay. Any further from
Any public comment?
public comment?
I think if you wanna know anything about Centerville, you should just get in touch with Bob Schulte. He'll tell you what you
Yeah.
need to know.
Yeah, we do communicate with him.
He's bad.
Regular
He's great.
I
We-
was getting all the Avangrid notices and then all of a sudden I'm not getting them anymore from them.
You know, the one interesting, right, the last time, it was extremely dynamic as to which route they're gonna take. Okay, there's a long route and a short route. And the Cape Cod Commission now is really playing into it heavily. So that's what I mean. It's so much to learn from that, because so how they pick that route, so goes how they're gonna pick the route, who's gonna have the pressure point on what route they take relative to Commonwealth. And that's why it's so valuable to listen and see Cape Cod Commission pushing their weight around on it.
Well, we found that the Cape Cod Commission is very non-transparent, as a lot of the things going on around here are about. They don't answer emails. They make decisions on agendas 2 days before the meeting. And so it's very difficult to keep up with them. But there's a number of people who are keeping up with that, and we're doing our best to mitigate the fallout, put it that way. So,
I agree.
yeah. Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved. Thanks for coming. See you all, see you June 6th. And